played a 10 plus 5 rapid game on Lichess.com and I tried to explain my moves, but I was too timid. I was too, how should I say this? I was too fucked up person and my explanation was not good. I was pausing a lot. I was thinking between my moves and not talking, which is why today I'm going to try my best to talk. It's going to be a very tactical game. I have played 3 games since yesterday with the King's Gambit, and I'm going to try to play it again if I get the white pieces because I love King's Gambit so much. I lost 2 matches of the 3 matches I played, but it was still very, very much fun to play these matches. Okay, so I got the white pieces. That's what I wanted. So my opponent is likely to go, okay, that is a very, very bold choice. I think I can go e5. I don't see anything intrinsically wrong with this. And there might be some Alpine moves, but yeah, I will risk get overextending my center, but I'm not too worried about that. I am trying to get a King's Gambit on my recordings, but I am not getting King's Gambit. So I can go Knight C3. I don't see any reason to immediately rush with the move D4 because the pawn is not attacked. So let's develop my piece. And this pawn is protected, so the knight cannot eat the pawn on c4. Okay, so my opponent is probably going to try to break free of this cage, and if he offers up his d pawn with d6, I am probably going to take because then the move d4 does not make sense because he is going to take on e5, and I'll have to take back. So now this is a good time to play the move d4, and I just built up a pawn chain, right? With this cooked up version. Okay, so now I can go c4, c5, take. I can push back the knight, but I can also attack the knight on c5, c6, but it drops the pawn. So I think the best move is just to take. Just to take. He's probably going to take with the c pawn. So c takes d6. I don't think I am bad. I don't think I'm good either. I'm not playing like for an advantage or something. But still, it's quite good. It's a quite good position. So if I were to play the move d5 now, or d6, d5 now, it's going to give him the nice juicy square on this place. So I don't want to do that, right? So he has this check on queen to e6 with e7, but I can block it with my bishop with bishop to e2. So I'm not too worried about that. He might pin my knight. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. Here's the problem. I think this is already a mistake on my part because he will take my knight. I'll have to either ruin my pawn structure or okay. So I'm going to go bishop to e3 because I need to protect this pawn, right? Now if he on takes the knight, I can take back now with my queen and not ruin my pawn structure. That's the key detail. Because otherwise, what he would have done is take my knight, and then I'll have to ruin my pawn structure to hold on to this pawn. That's a very important detail. Okay, that's a good move. That's a good move because he pins my knight, pins my bishop essentially. And I think I need to block the pin with bishop to e2. Bishop to e2. As I said, the pin is not scary, but the problem is he has the initiative, and the I think the best continuation would have been in this position to play the move h3, so that the bishop cannot come out, right? So he's trying to fianchetto his bishop on g6 or g7, and trying to put pressure on this pawn. I do have this move, bishop to g6, bishop to g5, and trying to dislodge this knight, dislodge this pawn, dislodge the queen from this diagonal. I think that's what I'm going to do. Because this knight isn't pinned anymore, and this comes with a tempo. Oh wow, I did blunder. I just made a blunder. Oh no no, I did not make a blunder. Okay. I thought that he could take my knight first, and then I'll have to take back, and then I'll have to give up my bishop. But this is not forced. I don't have to take back the knight. I can just eat his queen. So this does come with a tempo. But I do have to do something about. Now I can go. I think this is a fork. This is a classic fork. And he has to give up one of his knights, right? There's no other way. Like, otherwise you just get fucked. So I am winning a piece by going into d5, going d5, and I am in good shape. So that was a blunder. I think the best move would have been to just move his queen out of the way of the diagonal of the bishop or from the e rank, but he did not do that. He tried to stay on that rank, on that file, and that's what's costing him. Okay. So, yes, I am winning and I'm also up on time. That is a very weird thing. So, I don't know what's the best continuation from here. Is there any better move? I don't think so. I don't think there is. I don't think there is a better move. So now, if I go pawn takes c6, he's going to take with his queen, and he's going to put massive pressure over this knight, which is fine. I mean, not that I care. I'm already up a piece, so I can just castle and live comfortably. Also, he is putting a bit of pressure on this pawn, so I think I am going to defend this pawn. So this pawn, I am defending the c pawn with my b pawn, and okay, this is a good move. This is a good move. I should have attacked the rook first with the move bishop to f6, so that he cannot bring out his bishop like this. Oh my goodness, that was an horrendous blunder again. I could try to force out this bishop, okay, with this move knight to d5, knight to d4, and my intention is that if he takes on takes the knight, and then I am going to take with the bishop, take with my queen, and I am in good shape. He does have this move. Okay, I did not think about this. That's a good move. That is a very good move. Now it essentially forces my hand, right? I am in big of a pickle. I am in a big of a pickle. I can save the queen, but let's see. Take. Does he have any other checks? No, he doesn't. Okay. Let's take the bishop. I feel like taking the bishop because no, let's save my rook. This is a very cramped position. I don't like playing in this position. This is fucked. This is a fucked up position. Fucked up position. I am saving my rook because what I wanted to calculate was that if I could take the bishop and then he will take my rook with a check, and I have to move my king up, and he will trade trade my queens. I'll have to put uh I'll have to eat it with my rook, right? So that's something I calculated. Now, this is also good for me because his king cannot castle anymore, which is good. Which is his king has only pretty much one square to go to, which is fine for me because he is essentially cramped. He is fucked. He will not be able to castle, and there is also the move queen to e7 check, which doesn't really do anything. I don't think it does anything, but it's still a nice move. It's still a check. It's still a forcing move. Okay, let me think about this for a second. Now my bishop is hanging. My knight is also hanging. So what I need to do is first I need to give this check on e6, e7, and he cannot move this because it walks into his cover check. So he has to move into g8, and only problem is I will be walking into a. Oh my goodness, this is such a bad position for me. Okay, I could defend my bishop. I could defend the knight with. I am worried about this move. C6 though. I am worried about c6. C4, c5, right? I need to somehow attack the queen. Okay. Let me think for a second. I could castle. Okay, let's castle. Let's castle. Let's play simple chess. Let's play simple chess because I feel like if I don't, I'm going to lose a lot of materials. So I am protecting my knight, and I'll have to take back. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. I'll have to take back the bishop. I don't know why he did that. He could have put a lot of pressure on my knight in different ways, but I don't know why he did that. Now he will probably take on h2, which is a fair move, which is, to be fair, a very good move. Might be the best move. Now I am threatening what? If he gives me a move to consolidate, I am threatening bishop to f5 and trapping the rook. Okay, he does make a really nice move. Let's protect my bishop. Let's play simple chess. So my goal is to move the bishop out of the way somehow, and then try to checkmate the king and the queen. Okay. Now I think it is time to set my foot onto the gas pedal. This will be fun. Okay. Can you guess what I'm threatening? I am threatening bishop to f6 check and then winning both of these rooks on one of these rooks. Now what I calculated here is that after I take one of these rooks, he can take my rook with check and he can generate enough counterplay, which is something I did not want. So right now I'm saving my rook and saving my virginity, saving my life basically. He can also take h2. I mean, it is going to be a blunder, but it is what it is. You can't really do much about it. So a pin is a two-way street, right? He is pinning my bishop to my rook, but I'm also pinning his rook to my bishop, right? With my bishop. So pin is a two-way street. You have to think about it, especially if you're pinning the a piece which has pretty much the same capability as the piece you're pinning it with. So if you're pinning a queen with a rook, that means that the queen is also pinning the rook in an indirect way. So that is something you need to keep in mind with. So I don't know what's the best move for black is. I would think there is no knight move. There is no knight move that looks good. I think there's something like a king queen move. Yeah, I don't think that does anything. When he is threatening this check, but I think I can protect my knight with the simple move knight king to b2. Is there any nasty checks? I don't think so. No, there is no nasty checks. This is a problem. He will be able to go back, which is something I do not want. Let's give him the option to trade queens. Why? Because I don't know. He can move his queen back to f5, but in that resulting position, I think I have a good. So he takes my queen, and that's good for me because his rook is cramped. His rook does not have any moves. His knight doesn't have any good moves, and I'm threatening f6 check. I think the best move is going to be moving the king back to h6. But it still doesn't solve the problem, right? I can still give the check on g6, g5, and win his one of his rooks. So I am in great position. Oh wow, that is actually a very nice move. So it protects. Does it really protect anything? No, it doesn't. So I am taking one of his rooks, and if he takes one of my rook, I I'm fine. I'm fine with it. I'm going to be a bit careful about knight forks. Knight is a very tricky piece, and he has a lot of pawns. I do need to be a bit careful of that as well. He can win one or both of my pawns with his knight, which is why I need to generate enough counterplay so that he cannot actually win back any of my pawns, and I cannot give him enough chance to solidify. Okay, I am threatening this check, which is why he needs to defend his pawn. I'm threatening this check. I don't know how he's going to defend against it. I think the best move might be to. He does have this check. Mm, yeah, now he's out of checks, and this threat is a real big threat. I'm more than happy to ruin his pawn structure and trade knights if he goes to f4. Yeah, I am more than happy to ruin his pawn structure. He can go to e5, yes. I was hoping that. Okay, cool. So now he is creating massive weaknesses on this side, and all I have to do is basically run over his pawns, and I probably have to sacrifice my rook for one of his pawns, and let's see how it goes. Okay, he cannot move his queen to f3 because I'm going to take on h3. So he cannot also move his queen king to g3 because of. Okay, so he resigns. He resigns. That was a very nice match. Let's see what the analysis board has to say. I really wanted to play a King's Gambit, but my opponent did not let me play a King's Gambit. And this is probably called the Alpine difference, yeah. So I made a huge blunder on this move. I That was a blunder. Why that was a blunder? Because after knight she takes h6. Oh my goodness, I did not notice that. The knight is protecting the rook, and I cannot take the rook. I mean, I can, but this just leaves me with a knight. He has knights and he has two extra pawns, and I am totally losing this endgame. This endgame is totally losing for me. Wow. Okay. And he takes with his king. That was one of my biggest success, I would say. That's how I got my win. Otherwise, it would have been such a great bad game. So, what else was my mistake? That was a mistake. Why that was a mistake? Does it? Yes, it does trap his knight. It does trap his knight. I did not notice that. C5 in this position traps his knight. His knight does not have any good moves. Okay. So I did not capitalize on that move, so that was the problem. Okay, so I won back one of the piece, and that was a mistake. Why? One, two, like it was a one move trick, and it did not do anything, and he generated enough counterplay to actually bother me with it. You know what I mean? And I think the best move here would have been to. What would have been the best move? Let's see. In this position, I'm not sure. After this, what would be the best move? I think it would be to take the knight, force me to take the queen, and then do something about this spin. I don't know. I'm not sure. And you're creating enough counterplay. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. He can win my bishop. So basically, what all you have to do right now in this position is to take my knight, take this knight, forcing me to take with my queen, and then take with the bishop, which means forcing this pawn, a knight move or the queen move, a king move, whatever it is, to recapture the bishop, and then pick up my bishop. So that's what I have missed. So that was a blunder. Hey, that was an inaccuracy, I guess. That was a blunder. Why that was a blunder? What I thought was that my knight bishop is hanging, so if I give this check mindlessly, it doesn't really do much because my bishop is not hanging. Actually, my knight is hanging. I really don't have a good way to. I guess I do have this move. After this move, I don't see him making enough counterplay. Yeah. Okay. So what is the continuation after queen to g5? Bishop to e bishop to e3, and the idea is to trade queens. And I have a good enough position that I don't even need to castle my queen. Okay. Yeah, I think this is a blunder. I thought that was a mistake because he could have piled up the pressure on this knight. Like for example, I have to move my knight somewhere, and then he can take this knight for free. So that was the idea, right? And the reason I moved my rook on f on e1 is because if I did not, and I went back with my plan. Let's say this, sorry, this, this, this. He can take my rook with check, and in the resulting position, he has a queen. He has massive counterplay. My king is very unsafe. He has also a knight, which means that we are basically equal, but he has extra pawns. So this resulting endgame is not good for me at all. So that was my idea. The engine wants me to go and protect this knight with knight, and I thought this was incredibly passive. That was one of my blunders. I did not notice that at all. So the resulting position was pretty much easy, I guess. And yeah, it was a very nice game.